All right, this video is from Oil Geeks. If you're sick and tired of listening to me talk about 40 to 1, 50 to 1, and different kinds of oils, then just throw me a like, just because. And if not, sit tight. We just did some teardowns today. I've got a handful of jugs that I'm going to machine, and all these are in for performance work. One's a rebuild. You'll see that coming up. But anyway, thanks for all the support, and enjoy the video. All right, we got a 462 in for some performance work. I got to hand it to steel. This whole setup, you can have the jug in your hand in 5 or 6 minutes, 7 minutes tops. I mean, it looks like a lot, but we come a long ways from the days of the 441. Anyway, just wanted to show y'all something. This guy runs 40 to 1. I'll double check to see what oil he does run, but got a little bit of carbon. Now, he used to run Ultra. This is one of my regular customers, and he had a 261 that was all boogered up. But anyway, he switched, and since then, I just want to show you. Look at that. You know, saw has been running a week and a half, so all of whatever oil was there, but everything's got a nice sheen on it. Yeah, looks good. A little pooling right there. So, yeah, really does matter. Anyway, we'll do the performance update on this, and we'll keep rolling. And conversely, I've got a 372 extra torque, and that used to be orange. So it's all dark. There's some nondescript blue oil in here. This saw is getting full rebuild and performance work, but I don't know if we got some bearing cage that disintegrated, so this is going to be split, new bearings, new seals. We are not going to tempt fate. Look like there's been a little bit of debris getting by, but you know, you look down in there, you know, obviously the saw doesn't run. There's no glitter in the paint from Husky, but you'll notice, look how dark everything is. And then we look at the cylinder, and there's all that discoloration from that cheap oil. That should be, you know, at least that color or better. But there's all that shadowing. Same thing over here. I don't know if... That's disgusting. So, you know, if you want, just run whatever kind of oil you need. Okay, 395 in for some performance work. Everything runs fine. Just a little bit of giddy up, port work, muffler mod, yada, yada, yada. So we have another nondescript blue oil. I'll find out what that is when he picks it up. Carbon's not horrible, but we do have some coking on the piston. Crankcase is not stained too terribly bad. No debris, no nothing. Let's see what we got in here. Fair amount of carbon, but if you look in, let me grab my flashlight. And we got some staining in there. You know, as the transfers are stained. There's some coking buildup in the uppers. Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Gotta run a cleaner oil, guys. And just for kicks and snickers, let's see what the exhaust port looks like. Not too bad. Not too bad, but I don't like the way whatever oil is burning here. That's going to keep heat. Not allow the aluminum to cool. So we'll do a decarbon treatment on this. We'll probably just do a shock treatment with some seafoam once we get it back up and running, and get him on you know, a nice FD rated oil. But, you know, just everyday stuff I see. Next teardown for today. For performance work, everything runs good. An 036 Pro. Still got, this is an early one. It's a screw cap. This guy runs Quicksilver. He goes, man, I want to know how I'm doing. You know, it's a well-used saw. Oh, there's still machining rings there. Machining rings there. I don't know if this is the original piston to it or not, but this does appear to be, I don't know, maybe I can kind of scratch here and see if I can see the steel logo. Or a KS. I don't know. I'll get that cleaned up and take a look. But nice shiny, good film. I think he runs 40 to 1. Crankshaft looks good. It's a little dry in there, but nothing crazy. But that's Quicksilver. Boat oil. You know, just because it's meant for an air-cooled, excuse me, a water-cooled engine and all the technical stuff, it's still a really good lubricant. And let's you know, carbon's not too terribly bad. Transfers look okay. I mean, ain't nothing ugly. I mean, I can't tell him that stuff's shit, don't run it. You know, you discuss in the comments, please. All right, just pulled the top off of this 592. It is in for some performance work. This is John the Logger in Connecticut. He does a lot of mechanical harvesting, but he still uses the saw. Let's see how the filter's doing, keeping everything out. Looks pretty good in there. Still a few fines. Nothing crazy. That's uber small particulate. Let me pull the jug. John runs a little, I couldn't get him to nail down exactly. I think he uses XP Plus and mixes it just a little bit on the rich side. So somewhere in between 50 to 1 and 40 to 1. So let me tear this thing down. And again, this is just in for some performance work. Everything runs good. All right, let's take a look. Upper cylinder lubrication looks fantastic. This saw's been sitting for a couple of weeks. The crankcase looks a little bit on the dry side. Let me see if I can't back my flashlight down just a little bit. It's kind of hard getting. Got a few crumbs in there from when I was pulling the top end. But there's definitely no pooling down there. And there's a scant amount of oil in the bottom end. Man, yeah, there's a little sheen on the end of my finger. It ain't much. I think we need to be a little closer to 40 than just a tick richer than 50. Somewhere in the middle has got to be good. Little dirt booger there for me pulling the top end. Good film right there. And again, you know, I'm telling you, man, 50 to 1, man. I mean, that's the difference. Or just a little bit richer, whatever you want to call it. You know, the top end looks nice, well lubricated. And then there's the bottom end. I'd rather just a little bit more oil, keep that bottom end a little wetter. So anyway, this is, and I've had these apart before and I've done some work to them. This has got to be the biggest cylinder on the planet. This sumbitch is jumbo. You know, one of the reasons why we're not seeing a lot of gains for port work, and I was honest about it. You know, you can look at that. I mean, you got an empty can. So they've already done most of the legwork. I think a muffler mod is, and maybe even a timing advance, but I doubt it. These seem to be a little poppy in the cut. And for those of you who think that that's actually hitting the rev limiter in the cut, most of the time that's inaccurate. That's the indication of a lot of timing advance. So they've got a hot tune on these 592s. That's why they run so aggressive. But we're just going to tidy this thing up a little bit. I'm going to leave a lot of this texture in there. Somebody went through a lot of effort. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I can catch it in the light just right. Let's try it from underneath. Sorry, I wasn't trying to drag this out. So that's not, there's a little bit of carbon buildup in there, but you see those ridges right there? There's like scallop ridges all in there. That's not poor casting, that was intentional. You know, a golf ball's got dimples in it so it flies faster and straighter, the air goes across it. Now let's go in here. Somebody went out of their way to do that kind of texture. And they're a lot smarter than me and you. PhD in two-stroke. So, got that. Yeah, it looks like XP Plus. Burning pretty clean. I really like that. I think one of the nice things I do like about XP Plus is, you know, the original XP Professional, they sent it back and said, okay, we're going to bring this up to a top tier rated oil. And they got the detergent package in there. And, you know, for an off-the-shelf oil that's not all bougie, fancy, motorcycle club, you know, motorcycle or dirt bike type oil, I think it does a fantastic job. It just needs to be at 40 to 1. Anyway, I'm going to chuck all this stuff up. Got a box full of jugs to take to the lathe at work. And get all this knocked out.